December the 4th, and it is the 4th day of Vlogmas, and I have just gotten to the parking lot at work. I headed out a little bit later this morning because I don't have my 8 a.m. class today. I gave them a take-home test, so guess who the favorite professor is right now. I have got a very sort of dull morning of, as far as vlogging goes, of grading exams, and then I've got to set up for the lab practical. I make my physics majors do a lab practical where they're supposed to be keeping up with all the lab activities that they've done and recording procedure just like they would do if they worked in a research lab, and keeping a notebook of all their procedure. And then at the end of the semester, I see how well they have done that by giving a lab practical. So the lab practical is just short pieces of all of the labs that we've done this semester, where they pick out, I might pick out a particular measurement or a particular calculation that they have to do, and then they have a time limit. So you know, it's a little bit stressful, but I've always had students do well on it that have prepared it. The main thing is, if you've kept a good lab notebook, it should be a piece of cake. I have changed how I've graded, because I used to just trust them to do their lab notebooks, and after an experience not too long ago where we had some cheating, I decided that I would have them show me their lab notebooks once a week, and that has worked out really well. This group has been really good about that. So what they don't know is the lab practical is probably going to be one of the easier ones that we've had, because they have done such a good job this semester. They've really engaged in the class, and they did a good job on the service learning project. So I'm going to reward that by making the lab practical a little easier than I normally would. They don't know that. Don't tell. Anyway, so that's the agenda for this morning. I've got my knitting bag back there, so I might take a break. I grade for about an hour, and then I need a break, so I'll do a round or two on something and then pick my grading back up. It just keeps my mind fresher. But yeah, so we are here, and I'm gonna head into my office and get started grading. Okay, I'm taking a little bit of a break. I got through the first few problems I wanted to grade on this test, and I'm about 65% of the way through, but I'm looking at the weather forecast here on Weather Underground, and I'm not liking this right here at all. This is Sunday. This is my wreath making party, which is fine. We can just bundle up. But what I don't like is they don't show it on here, but, well, I guess they do down here in this graph. We've got like 100% chance of cold rain from, I guess this would be Friday. So starts to ramp up Thursday night, all day Friday, and then most of the day Saturday, then kind of tails off, and it's supposed to turn over to snow. If you look at these temperatures, it wouldn't take much for that to turn into freezing rain or snow. And I don't like that kind of cold, miserable rain on my animals. But anyway, so that means on Thursday morning, when I go down to the school, after I go to the school, I'm going to get more straw for the animals to make sure they've got plenty of warm, dry bedding to sleep on or rest on while it's raining, to keep them warm. So the other app I really like is one called Windy. I believe it's from a development group out of Czechoslovakia, but it's so much cool information on here. You can choose all these different layers to look at, and there's even more layers. I think there's a lot of like aeronautical information on here, but it shows all these different pieces of information, and really, honestly, I just find it very soothing to look at the wind patterns. So the cool thing is you can zoom out and you can look at the wind patterns all over the world, which I think is super cool. So they show, you have to move it around to look at the different areas of the world, but I like looking at it. And you can even put, if you don't want to look at wind, you can choose, well, and what I like is they've got flying, weather, water, or ski. So you can change it over like to water, and you can choose the different swells if you're a surfer or whatever, which I think is kind of cool. And it'll show the ocean currents, which I think is neat. Look at that. That's so cool. And there's the Gulf Stream. It's just neat to me to look at all these different things. So anyway, yeah, so windy.com. Used to be called Windy TV, but now you can look at all these different temperatures. That's the temperature of the water and so on. So I like to look at all of this stuff. So anyway, I'm going to get back to grading. Excuse me. Good grief. Excuse me. I'm going to get back to my grading. This is the lightning one with the radar overlay over it. So that's where I'm at. And then every now and then it'll show where the little lightning ones are. So it's kind of neat. Anyway, windy. You can sit there and just turn it on and just watch the wind blow. Well, I got my exams graded, and I got my lab practical for this afternoon written and copied. And so I took just a few minutes to cast on using Yolanda from Happy Knits' method, my toe up 2 at a time magic loop socks. These are, I'm going to do the 88 mph or 88 miles per hour sock by Vanessa from A Historian Knits. This is one of her free patterns. So I just cast those on, and it's in my Erin Lane bag that was a gift from Laura. And this is Shipwrecked Sheep's Cheddar. And then I'm gonna make the main part of the sock in this Artistic Yarns by Abby cheeseburger, because you know who doesn't like extra cheese on their cheeseburger, right? Speaking of which, it's Taco Tuesday, so I'm headed to go eat. Well, I'm in my lab room, and I'm getting ready to set up for my lab practical, where the students have to participate in the different activities. So that's what you're going to get to watch me do now. Well, we're all done with the lab practical. They actually probably did seem like they did pretty okay on it. They had to do speed of sound, the Rutherford scattering experiment where they used marbles to figure out what the shapes were underneath these boards. They also had to do microwave optics, which is already packed back up, to do Bragg diffraction, which is looking at the spaces of atoms in a crystal. And then they got to choose one of the computer sims that we did. Some of them chose the radioactive dating sim, and some of them chose the Fourier analysis sim, so that was kind of cool. But anyway, so I've started marking their papers already, but I will finish it up tomorrow because I am ready to blow this popsicle stand and head to the house. So that's where we're headed next. What are y'all doing? Are y'all playing? Vacuum. All right, come on, let's go inside. Yeah, you guys don't like my late nights. I don't like them either. Hi, Willie.
Yeah, hello, buddy.
I'm sorry, is dinner service late tonight? Yeah, I'm coming. Well, I'm home. I've done my outside chores. It's between 6:30 and 7 o'clock at night, I think. I haven't checked. I think it's around 6:30. All I have left to do is to feed the dogs inside, and I have a package that I'm going to open. I think it's from Miss Mary out in California. If it is, I'm going to be probably pretty overwhelmed when I open it because she granted one of my yarn wishes, and frankly, I think she sent me some stuff that I will count very, very precious and amazing, and I feel so humbled that she thought of me in that way. I wish you guys could see the sky out here. It is so clear and the stars are so beautiful tonight. I love the winter sky. It has some of the most beautiful deep sky objects in it, in my opinion, and the air is so clear and so clean in the wintertime. So I wish y'all could see it. But anyway, so we're gonna go inside and feed the doggies and open this package. This is Lucky. He is the little dog that I rescued from up at Brock Creek Campground in 2011, and he just gave me an incredible scare tonight. I was outside working and I kept hearing a dog bark that sounded a lot like him. And he is a known runner. If he gets out of the front door or gets out of the fence, he's going to run. And he is also a known car chaser. And he likes to try to do the very dangerous game of running in the front of the car and trying to get it to stop. So we discourage him from getting out of the fence or out of the house, and anytime he does, I run frantically after him, screaming like a crazy person, trying to get him to come back until he does. Well, tonight, all the dogs came in after going out to potty, and he had been outside all day. Sometimes the dogs like to stay out back when it's sunny. They enjoy. Willie, you are okay. Lucky gets attention too. Well, I kept hearing this dog bark, and I kept hearing this dog bark. I thought, surely that's not Lucky. Surely he didn't get out of the fence. Call and call and call in the house. He's nowhere to be seen. Call and call and call and look in all the dog houses outside. Nowhere to be seen. Yes. Rotten. Finally, with my flashlight on, I spy two eyes in the brush peeping out at me, playing hide and go seek. Giving Mom heart palpitations. So Lucky is lucky. He's so darn cute. No, I love him. I love you. I love you. Yes, I love you, stinker. You go eat? Oh, are you embarrassed? Okay. You ready to go eat? Come on, let's go. You wanna go eat? Yes, let's go eat supper. Oh my goodness, I am speechless. She sent me this beautiful rustic wool. This is Cotswold here. This is llama and wool. This is Ronaldsay. This is Rambouillet. This is Welsh wool. This is Shetland wool, and this is baby camel. I am blown away. Thank you so much. I will make some things very, very special out of this, because this is definitely, oh my, it's just beautiful, beautiful stuff. Thank you, Miss Mary, from the bottom of my heart. Some needles, and I love these scissors. They're so cute. I love the garden fairy. That's so awesome. Sounds like somebody turned their food over in there. Anyway, we're going to get settled in here and do some crafting tonight. But I just wanted to say thank you again, Miss Mary. It touches me. And your sweet words and your sweet letter, I will take those to heart and ride like the wind. Laura talked all of us into opening one of our big presents. She sent me this. Oh my goodness. This is the DK weight version of the Honeybee Knits Tits Out Collective yarn. And she knows how much I love that colorway. I'm just so grateful for someone who is so considerate as well to pay attention to something that I said that I liked and then go out of her way to get it for me. I am just touched and grateful every day, like I said on my podcast, but for people who I've just made these connections through doing this podcast, and I'm grateful for my friends that I had already, but as well, I'm a very lucky woman. I'll just put it that way. I have some wonderful friends here, and I have some wonderful friends thanks to the podcast. So, again, I don't know what else. As part of the Get Her Done for next year, I decided to get a jump start on a needlework kit that I bought. I get this on darn near free clearance back in the summer at our local big box craft store. And my mother loved butterflies. So I kind of got this in memory and honor of her. I also love butterflies too. Well, Willie's going to jump up in my lap here while I'm talking. He thinks that he needs to be in on this. So I decided I would start this last night, and I finally pulled out this, and I'm sure I've got it rigged up all wrong, but I pulled out this telescoping frame. I paid $2 for this at the City of Russellville garage sale. Baxter's getting him a drink there. So I think I did pretty good. It's a adjustable frame. I think I probably need to turn this around though, because those are poking me. I think I need to go the other way with this. But yep, there's the tag still on it. $2. I like a bargain. But anyway, so I just got a very little bit of a start last night. This is my little needle minder from the Stitcher's Garden in Conway. You've heard me talk about them before. And thankfully, some of the people on the virtual knitting group are also quite proficient at needlework and are able to help me, since it's been probably 20 years since I've attempted a full-on piece of needlework. So, yeah. And guess what? It's going to go in the fair if I get done. Okay, everybody. I think I'm going to call it a night for Vlogmas for today. I am home. The dogs are fed. The animals are fed. Everybody's been out to the bathroom. Some are outside right now playing. It's pretty chilly outside, but they're out there playing. Got a wonderful package today from Miss Mary. Had a good visit with everybody on the virtual knitting group last night after I closed out. So I'm going to work on some different things. I've got my yarn for my anglerfish. I've got my stuff that I was knitting on earlier, my socks and my cowl, my piece cowl, and I've got my piece of needlework. So I thought if I worked a little bit on my needlework every night, then eventually I would get it done, right? It's going to go in the county fair. It may be in the 2027 county fair, but it'll make it there. Anyway, so I'm done for tonight. I hope that you guys are all having a good week so far. I hope that good things are coming your way. I hope that you've all moved your chairs into sun and are sitting in the sun. And I'm doing the same, and I'm looking forward to sharing more with you. And yes, Miss Mary, I'm going to ride like the wind. So you count on it. It's supposed to snow this weekend, but we're going to try it anyway. So anyway, y'all have a great night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. And until then, be good to each other. Take care of each other, and peace out, y'all. Bye.